to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tony's got a, did you pass that down?
Yeah.
Jamie? Yeah, all you gotta do is sign that. That's just, we voted on it the last meeting about Tony being on the curb seat. Okay, the first thing is the reading of the minutes. Anybody have any questions on the minutes or additions or corrections? If I hear none, I would accept a motion to accept the minutes.
Motion.
Ron made the motion.
Second.
Tony second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Make sure I find it. I think so. Is this the- I already signed that on the reconciliation, didn't I?
You did that, but we haven't, do you have the bills, claims, and payroll there?
No, I have all.
Okay, okay.
Okay. I'm going
You
to-
did yours, but then they have the one where they all sign.
Okay, we'll do presentation of bills, claims, and payroll. Anybody have any questions on any one of those? Hearing none, I would accept the motion to pass these. Jamie made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Tony second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
We did it all.
Guess I could just hit that one right there. Now. That's close. Even I could read those. Thought I was gonna mess with you, didn't
Okay, we've done the reconciliation. Any visitors at this time you'd like to speak?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for having me the last time. Sorry, my voice fighting a bit of a cold. I was out at the Rose Bowl cheering on the Hoosiers last week.
Amen.
Bit of sore throat.
We won't hold that against
Come back to talk to you a bit more and kind of new year here it is. Finalizing, our new bucket truck is on its way. I can sell you ours at any time. A simple process for me would be to obviously receive a check and then meet someone at the DMV. I know signing titles sometimes gets a bit confusing when you sign the wrong spot and you gotta order a new title. So if I could meet one of you at the DMV at some time in the very near future to kind of make that exchange, if you're all still interested, I would be open to looking at a calendar and making that happen. I know the White County DMV is open Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Any discussion on this bucket truck? I know we talked about it the last
I
time.
can tell you if we decide to go and buy this bucket truck, and I think it's a good deal. Chris has looked it over and stuff. then I've already got another municipality that's interested in our bucket truck.
So would this replace, I mean,
This would replace the old Monon Telephone Company's bucket truck.
but would it replace the red truck too? I mean, I saw pictures of it. And it had
Oh,
lights.
no, it wouldn't. It's got some total different things on it, but no.
Anybody else have any thoughts on it?
No, I thought it was a no-brainer and we said yay.
Yeah, we could use our street funds for that.
Then
How much is he selling it for? I haven't heard. I didn't see in the pictures.
$10,000.
10,000. Okay, well, that's what you thought before, but I wasn't sure if that's what we were still at. Okay.
I make the motion to move on with that. Let's get it done.
All right, I have a motion and a second to pay 10,000 to Lightstream for a bucket truck. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Moving on telephone. We're still two separate companies
Oh,
on the accounting, from the accounting perspective.
So we'll do cash for 9. Oh, well,
You can get all
Annette has to.
And that has to.
Annette has to.
For the plates and stuff.
Well, and then what she'll do is she can sign the title.
Yeah.
And then she has paperwork because with municipalities, our plates come out of Indianapolis. We cannot do it at the local branch anymore.
Mhm.
So, but we can take care of the title part of it.
Yeah.
You can switch that into little minutes that it's more on telephone, right?
Yeah, right. No, on telephone. Got it.
I didn't know if you needed it. That's completely accurate.
Sure we do.
And then the second item that I have, and I'll get with you then. Annette,
Okay, yeah, yep,
on
yeah.
time and what works with convenience.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll work.
Very good. Second item, I know we discussed the property, the old Standard Auto building. Obviously, starting planning projects and so forth. My crystal ball tells me first break of spring is probably when we'll start looking at demo and getting that tore down and leveled and cleared out. And then we offered a sale of that piece of property to you all for $1 kind of thing. And it was a donation to Goodwill to the community. I know there's legal things that need to happen and paperwork and those kinds of things. I'm certainly not an attorney, nor do I have any knowledge of anything like that, and would love your assistance.
We get corrected all the time on that.
But I think if you are interested, because of I'm not sure what needs to happen, starting that process now to where when the demo was complete, the paperwork sitting there, we kind of go boom, boom, boom. Here's your $1. Thank you, and have a great day. If you guys are willing to do that, I'm assuming you're the attorney. So with your approval, then I would work with her directly and start that process as well.
All in favor of that?
Aye.
Okay, very good. I'll be in touch. And thirdly, I know there was a little bit tamer crowd this week, right?
They knew I was coming.
There was a gentleman in the crowd that had asked about bill payments and so forth, as we have a new renter becoming occupant of our building here. And effective January 1st, Alliance Bank, we did reach an agreement and bills are being collected at Alliance Bank for payments for non-Republican customers for your community. If you hear of
Good, we could probably put that on our blast, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's nice. They don't have to get out of their vehicles any longer, through a drive-through and have a payment. So that's all I had for this evening. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Gotta keep saying that officially.
And then there's a sign up.
Yeah.
So I go over to the bank and they said, well, it doesn't start till the 1st. And I said, well, I'll be here the 2nd.
Yeah, I think it's much more convenient. It worked out great for us. So, thank you again for your
All right.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More welcome to that.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. And I'll be in touch.
Okay,
Thanks, man.
all right, sounds
Thanks, guys. Have a
Thank
good night.
you.
All right, anyone else? Okay, Gabrielle.
Good
evening. So all the wastewater project documents have been submitted to USDA Rural Development. That was done in mid-December. So as of now, USDA is reviewing everything. So the next step is for them to issue and send the town, and I believe us to, a letter, an approval letter, saying that the project can now go to bid. So hopefully we get that soon, that letter. I'm hoping at least now in this month of January. They have been a little bit short-staffed. So I know Rob is meeting with them in a couple days just to talk about a few things. So this is one of them. So I think we'll have a better sense of where they are on that. So so hopefully we get that letter soon and we can go to bid. So that's all I have.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gabrielle, it's been a while since I looked at the plans. Do our current clarifiers stay? Or do those?
I need to clarify.
Okay.
But let me check with that.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing is 2026 contracts for fire and emergency services. I know Rebecca's been working hard on those, so I'm gonna kind of turn it over to her now.
All right, so I think I sent out to you guys the updated version of the, right, obviously we have two separate contracts, but we have the contract that we do with fire department and EMS to do the services, and then we have the contract with the trustees for how much, no, not trustees, paying to us to cover all of those services. So the contract with the fire department, I think I sent over two versions because I've asked Jacob about whether or not he's willing to pay 15 per run as well. And you guys probably saw the email thread that went back. He's emailed back, he wanted some numbers, and I've sent those back to him.
Sean was gonna I talked to Sean and he was gonna try to talk before you got to it. He was gonna try to, and I talked to Jacob and I was like, hey, that was, Sean was supposed to talk to you about that. So he's like, okay.
So I think that I don't think we can probably enter either of these two contracts yet today because we don't know whether Jacob's going to be agreeable with any different amount to us to be able to put that in the contract. But otherwise, I think they're close to ready. And obviously, I asked Jacob if he was willing to up his amount, any amount. I think now that he has the numbers, we'll see if he responds. That he's willing to do a little more than that.
So could we sign the fire contract and the EMS contract and do an addendum to that?
Do it later if we want. I mean, obviously, I have the one down that just has it at the 10 and the 15, right? 15 for us, 10 for the others. And we certainly could go ahead and enter that one and then just modify it if we wanted to later. So you're certainly welcome to do that if you want to go ahead and do that. The one for the emergency notifications obviously is fine to go ahead and go through that one because that's.
I mean, we're using the same contract as last year anyway, so it's.
Yeah, it is. So.
I just had one question on this underpayment of services.
Which one are you looking at?
I'm sorry, the fire protection services memorandum agreement. Okay. And under number 2, it says, because it talks about the town agrees to provide firefighting, the town agrees to pay the sum. But then in this other sentence, it says, let me go back to the beginning. And protest. Additionally, if a fireman attends the monthly department meetings, they will receive additional $20 per meeting. My thing is, I think this needs clarification that it's $10 from the town and $10 from the township, because I think down the road, someone looks at that and they're going to look and say, well, the town's supposed to be paying.
So that's part of the township's lump sum. That's why it's paid by the town when they spend.
But let's say
But
if we
it
don't
doesn't-
have a contract with the
Yeah.
township,
We all
Then
know that.
no one would
But
know
if-
that in
if
the
we're
future.
not here, and someone else comes in, we kind of had that with Brad.
Yeah.
Because with the with Colleen giving verbal permission,
Yeah.
and it wasn't in print.
Right.
And I just think for our protection, it needs to be broken down either in parentheses that this is
Well-
$10 received from.
Well, but that's not, the contract is not with the township, so the township isn't paying
That's right.
certain
Per
amount
run.
of that.
That's right.
The town is paying $20 for them for every meeting they come to. we are asking, we think about it as being 10 to 10, but that's not, it doesn't have to be, and that's just the way we're thinking about it. We're agreeing that they're getting $20 per meeting because they've always gotten $20 per meeting, and we think that that's a fair rate for them to get per meeting.
But
the
just
town
what
gets
you're
it.
getting 20 for a meeting and 15 for a run. And I don't think it seems like it should be the other way around, more for a run, they're putting life in.
And that's, obviously, if you guys want to make that as a different number, that's certainly something, I mean, I
Yeah.
understand where you think
Yeah.
that makes sense. That they get more for going to a meeting, because you're only getting paid for the run. If it's in town, you're getting paid 15. If it's out of town, you're getting paid 10. You don't get paid for both entities for that.
Right.
But they're getting paid by both entities to attend the meeting.
Mhm.
I mean, it's certainly a legitimate thing to think about as far as what.
But is it always our responsibility to pay that amount? If we didn't have the contract with the township, we would still pay the 10 and 10 and the 200 for mileage and
Right, because our contract is with, we are the only one, the town is the only one who has a contract with the fire department. We're telling the fire department, this is what we're paying you for your services.
But then
in town and out of
technically,
town.
it seems like we've raised it because last year we had $100 on here and $100, you know what I'm saying? Like
The contract you had was from 2024, not 2025.
okay.
When you redid it, you were looking at the prior year.
Oh,
When
okay.
we did the split versus before we did the just 10,000 for Jacob.
Okay.
It's confusing, but-
Okay. Uh-huh.
But the one we did last year, once he started paying just a lump sum to us, we took out all that language about it being half from township, half from the town, because it's not that way anymore. It's the town, it's contracting with the fire department to provide services for both in town and in the township.
Mhm.
So we're telling them this is how much we're going to pay for those services, whichever location that they're in. And then we have a contract with the township that is reimbursing us basically for a lump sum amount to cover all of our expenses for that.
And then we should evaluate it every
Yeah,
year
yeah,
or whatever,
right.
say, hey, where's our shortcomings or,
Yeah, right.
or like he's saying, you made a good point to me is, when we came up with 10,000,
Yeah.
we had 24, 26 firemen based off so many runs. Well, we got 13 now. The number's different.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, it's always good to look at those numbers, but I do understand is that something that we didn't really intend to do, right? I mean, did we intend that they should get paid $10 per meeting they go to, or we think they should get paid $20? And that's something, or should they get paid 15, right?
I get.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, it's $10 from township, $10 from town. But that you only know that if you know it. You're not gonna know it if you get a whole new board.
But
it's not.
that should be in the contract with the township and the
And the
town.
right?
It should spell it out in that contract. It
Right.
says, okay.
Is
Part
it
of the-
spelled out? I haven't seen it.
I didn't.
And
Is there any way
It's
we
not
can
spelled
get
out.
Jacob at a meeting where all this can kind of get resolved without you having to say be the middleman or
Not
whatever?
being a middleman, I'm just telling you what was discussed. And, I know all about the original contracts we used to do because I was a treasurer for 10 or 12 years at the fire department, where it was pretty one-page simple. And nobody's had issues with it, until we had issues with, okay, we got paid for being absent at the meetings or because we were working and stuff, right? And that was never the intention. I got a call from the firefighter chief saying, hey, what happened? Did you do this? I'm like, nope, you didn't come physically be there. You were excused from the meetings. Didn't mean you get paid.
Right.
So, it's going to be tough because, like the firemen that we have now, we had the Christmas party, and I couldn't believe the kids that we have with the younger firefighters that we have. It's a good thing, right? And he's chasing 3 of his own, trying to raise them. So it's going to be a tough thing for him to get up here. We're getting games all the time, but hopefully with what you submitted.
I agree. I mean, he seemed to respond well, obviously, to that, and maybe we'll have an easy enough time negotiating that sort of thing. But to your point about the meetings, that is something that it's you have to not think about it as what's the township paying versus what the town's paying. It's what are we willing to pay as a town to the fire department for these services.
Okay.
So for a meeting, it's like, what does the town think is a fair number, and the township is just giving us money. That's it. They're not.
So he's
controlling.
not obligated to give us money, like say a year down the road, he says, I'm just, yeah.
And if he did, then we could enter a contract with the fire department for the town services and say, okay, township, you gotta do your own contract. then.
Right.
Okay.
And see, that's
That's
what
what
happened
we did.
years ago with Milroy.
Yeah.
See, we used to cover Milroy Township. And I think it was Nancy or whatever that, you know, evidently Milroy wasn't paying enough or doing whatever. And they contract, I think, Remington now. Maybe split it between Remington and Prince William.
Rensselaer, and I think Warwick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
because-
Rensselaer and Warwick.
So that happened.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's what we need to determine, like, what is a town? What do we think what we want our contract with the fire department to be?
And it
So-
could change in 2 years.
And it could, and you know, that same is true for, I mean, we're making the determination about the runs. If we want to say, yes, we are gonna pay them $15 for either run, we don't care where you're going, we can do that. We don't need the trustees' approval for that, because he's not in this contract.
Mhm.
I was just asking if you would want to contribute a little more,
Yep.
if we wanted to raise
Right.
it to that number
Yep.
for those runs. Because you guys hadn't approved that part yet, so.
The $15.
Yeah, the $15 for the township runs, once they're doing the township, so, which, like I said, you can.
Because
do that
before we were
regardless.
doing 10, and then 10 for a meeting, and then 10 for a meeting.
Right, right.
I see where you're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I don't know, when I read it, I kept reading it, and I'm like, it just looks like it's just us paying.
Yeah, and it is.
It is.
It is. That's
It is.
exactly right. You're exactly correct about that.
So,
So, but so if that number is something that you guys aren't, I mean, I said that, I do think it's a legitimate question about the meeting, what is the right number for that?
Mhm.
So if you guys want to decide what you want that number to be, and then we can.
It's been the
what we
same,
want to
it's
do.
been the same number, and you had money to pay, right?
Well, but I thought that was included in his contract portion, because last year I think we paid. But so his contract portion, he's only saying he's paying for meetings and runs, right? For the
The
township.
$10,000 is supposed to go towards, right, meeting funds and
Clothing.
clothing and the mileage lines. I think all four of those are in
Right.
his.
Okay.
In the contracts. That's what, and then the.
The
fire and
chief.
assistant chief.
So with just all that stuff, we had what, 9,550 in 2024 that we paid out, and 2025 was 9,185. And then we're paying all the operating expenses for the fire, like the fire department, fuel, travel, and education, which he will split. I didn't know that in 2024. We didn't have any in 2025. So now I know to give him an invoice for that. So
Okay,
for him
he-
to pay
he
him.
wants to know. Okay, so that's-
Well, it's in that contract that he will pay half
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
training, yeah. But like the dues, I think that those should be split, the phone and internet, their electric and gas, so like NIPSCO up there, yeah. But that's what I have on this. Did everybody get a copy of this then? She sent that to everybody?
We kind of touched on that last night, the township meeting.
Yeah.
that we probably need to, you know, I threw that out, that, you know, we probably need to look at the price a little bit more to cover utilities. Help cover utilities and see.
Yeah, and what you sent out, well, it's probably that,
Do you
right?
want this because it's in color?
I do. I like it.
You want to pass this down? Just because I think it makes it a little easier to tell.
Yeah.
Because the ones in red are ones we pay just totally on our own without, there should be one extra.
do you want?
I didn't give you.
I-
Oh, yeah, she's got one.
I've got black and white.
Yeah.
I've got more.
I
Okay.
got one, I just. I like color.
Yeah. So the ones in red up there at the top, those are things that we've been paying 100%. Like I said, the travel and education now, I will send him invoices for half of those. And then we also need to figure out what we need to do with the doesn't matter who it's through, but if we should get the invoice to pay our half directly to the company
Right.
or the agent, or if he should invoice us, because I didn't get anything for 2025.
And that was my wonder to Jacob, if he's just paying all of that, so he's paying an additional
Right.
almost $10,000.
Yeah, then that would wash this out.
Yeah.
Right.
balance it out.
And that's probably the best way. That's gonna.
But
be
we
the
did
cleanest
pay it in 2024, but he hasn't cashed the check. So that check has not been cashed. So I don't know where that,
Right, and that's
check
what
is-
I'm wondering if Jacob just thought that he thinks that he's paying that as a way to pay his. half
and that's,
of the
I think
cost
that
of
would
it.
be, yeah,
And
a
it would-
wash.
it would balance
Yeah.
out. That's what I think.
Maybe
But then we
the-
probably would need that in our contract, right?
Well,
That-
Right, I would want to acknowledge that.
Right.
Well, shouldn't we have tried to contact him last year or 2 years ago,
Well-
saying, hey, there's a, I mean, I've had officials checks that's been, you know,
Yeah,
You
but
see,
I have 2 years. No, I haven't contacted him.
You haven't contacted him?
Well,
on
no,
the
because I see it and then I forget about it. So it's
True.
just, yeah, it's not on the top of my list. Sorry.
yeah, what is it about?
I love it when somebody.
No, it's
catches my check.
$7,889. Yeah.
That's right, because it was like 16,000.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. So.
Makes
Anyways,
sense now.
Mhm.
but yeah, if that's,
Mhm.
if they want to
That's
do,
what-
yeah,
Because
if they just
because I
want to,
was thinking
pay that-
8,000 today, I said, like, well, our part was like 4,000, you kind of give me a screwed
Yeah.
up look. When she just said
Double
8,
that.
I'm like, oh. that's
Yeah.
why-
Twice that much.
right, yeah.
So,
So,
and so, yeah, and like I said, I'm perfect, I think that, like I said, I just think we probably should just wait till the next meeting and then just have all those numbers, write in them and do them, makes more sense to me.
Right.
Than trying to do it piecemeal.
So should he return the check so she?
I don't-
You,
where's that?
I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah.
You got a check out there for
Right.
almost $8,000.
Yeah, well, I should have made my own second
Oh, it's good for 2 years.
Was it 2 years?
Mhm.
2 years, that's 2 years.
Yeah.
Some are only a year, some are 2 years.
Yeah.
so.
You know, and
Right.
some of this expenses maybe we can cut out. I mean, we got this annual e-dispatch for 1,572. The fire department used to pay for
It
that.
could be last.
Okay.
It was early.
Why are we paying for e-dispatch?
It was December.
Oh.
Yeah,
You got all,
Yeah.
12 months.
December
I
24.
wouldn't contact them after that. That money sitting
We
back.
just bought new pages, remember?
December
Well,
24
that's-
was when it was
last night
written.
that meeting, we were talking about that. Did Jacob, as I mentioned radios, you guys already got your radios, but he paid for part of the radios,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
And stuff. And
Well, I
then
assume-
he
I-
just couldn't remember it, obviously. But he paid for it.
Yeah.
He did say something about pagers, but he did pay, he thought he paid for some pagers.
I mean, it used to be, I mean, e-dispatch is kind of nice for the fire department because it comes over our phone, right? That's why we have pagers. We used to pay for that out of our own pocket because it was a luxury.
Is that because it's clear and over? No?
It just comes across your phone.
It's- If you've included in it, that eventually is going to the fire department,
I'm not sure where they're gonna put it.
in that room with the rest of the radio equipment.
They've got to get antennas or it's not gonna work.
Yeah, that's the game plan.
Yeah, that's been the
Is to
game
put it on
plan
that.
forever.
Yeah,
It's getting that antenna ran clear up to the.
Okay, on this fire contract, is there any numbers you want to change as far as meetings and runs, pay? I'm kind of like Tony.
The mileage and clothing.
They get more money to go to a meeting than they do to a fire run. To me, they don't seem quite, it's not quite as dangerous to go to a meeting. Anybody else got any thoughts on that?
Could be dangerous not to go to a meeting.
Could be.
Well,
Could be.
well, if we changed it to 20 instead of 15.
What, for the
Correct.
runs?
Mhm.
I mean,
I'm just hung up on paying more for. meetings.
I mean, I would prefer not to right now,
Okay.
but,
I
because
didn't
to
know
me,
how we
we're
were
still,
going.
the only reason we're paying the 20 is because it's 10 and 10. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I did 20, we would be paying 20.
what's,
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So we get it paid.
We battled that run thing because we were both taking 20 also at one point, but bottom line is pretty salty for us.
Yeah.
And there's only 12 meetings in there,
yeah,
you know, if they're
Yeah.
getting $5 extra, that's. I
Yeah,
agree,
I
I agree
mean,
with
I'm
you,
okay with it.
the danger
because-
part, but I agree with that, but I think we're splitting hairs at that point for only 12 meetings.
Okay.
You know, $60, that's.
So the question is, do you guys want to change the $10 per run for the township as well? Regardless of whether we know whether Jacob's gonna increase the amount of paying or not, do you want those to be or not? It's up to you guys to decide whether you want to do that or not him, so,
they have a lot, well, normally,
yeah. They have a lot more runs. And I don't know if we
Yeah,
have the
this year they
budget to do
didn't have a lot more runs, but so in 2025, for the fire department, they had 152 runs. That's the number of people that got paid. That's what I'm,
Oh, those numbers, okay.
Yeah.
I wondered if that-
that's the number of people that got paid for the in town. And some of these are also mutual aid. So keep that in mind too, that's kind of why these numbers are a little bit different. And then the
And it's-
township
I
was
think-
220 people that got paid for going to township runs. And then the EMS, that's where I'm talking about that one, so. we won't say that.
Used to, they never got paid. I'm glad that you said that they got paid for the mutual aid because it's
Yeah.
still helping out, right? It'd be
Mhm.
like, Roger, when you,
It used to be, and I think we touched on this last night too. It's still, say if there's 10 mutual aid runs, it used to be the township would pay for
none.
5, and then the town would pay for 5. That's the way it used.
So,
Well,
when
now
I-
they just split them,
so
so.
when I was the treasurer, we got paid for no mutual aid and you don't get paid for rekindles.
For what?
They get, but they do now.
That's
They
why,
have
that's
to.
why, that's why I
I
say
know
I'm glad
Stacy-
I heard you say that
Yeah.
because it's still helping, right?
Yeah.
That'd be like saying, Roger.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down to Reynolds and help that guy clock out first,
Mhm.
you know? I don't know.
Yeah, they do split. That's the way under Stacy it was split.
Yeah. Right.
Okay,
So,
we just want to table these till the next meeting, EMS contract.
So you're talking 152 runs for the town and township for 2025?
for
For
town
the town, the 250.
and 20, for, yeah. and I had rough numbers.
So we're
for-
talking $1,000, $1,100 if we had $5 more for the township, right? I make that motion so you don't have
But
to, so you
can
don't
you-
have to separate it.
Can he on the fire?
It has nothing to do
Okay.
with
So
budget.
this is the town,
Okay.
it's our contract with fire department, we can. do it.
Okay, I didn't know since he's on the fire department.
Oh, well, yeah, you probably should have one. I'm saying from that.
True.
But he can
But
put
I didn't
input,
thought about
right?
it.
He's okay.
Yes, he can put in, but he just can't vote on it.
And repeat what you just said.
So right now it's $15 is what you guys decided last meeting
For runs.
for runs.
Uh-huh.
Right now it's stated $10 for township. Why have the fire department split it up? All you gotta do is add up the runs, pay $30 a run and it's a day. Or
15 grand.
15 a run, it's the same.
Mhm.
It's easy. And it's $5 at $220, it's $1,100.
I'm good with that.
Make a motion.
I mean, sure, absolutely. I make,
You gotta repeat it, what I just said.
don't split it up.
So you want to make a motion though to pay basically
The
30,
township,
15 for the town and 15
No,
Run.
per run. I'm sorry.
Run is. It's
Right.
$15
Yeah.
per run.
whether they're going in
Correct.
town or.
Regardless of where it is.
Then if Jacob gets on board, then that's the contract the town has with the
Right.
per
township.
run. Okay.
All right, we have that. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Sustain,
Abstain.
abstain, sustain, abstain. You get some bourbon?
I thought you'd be longer.
So 15 and then 15 for me. Is that what we're doing?
No.
They didn't say.
15 run.
Runs, I got that.
And left the meetings alone.
20 is Peter.
Okay, you're saying, okay.
I was- I'm not.
Do that contract if you'd like to go ahead and do it. That's fine. If that changed it. The same with the EMT one, like I said, is fine the way it is. So those two you can enter if you'd like to.
Okay,
We'll work on the one with Jacob.
so we can go ahead and vote.
I
on
think,
these?
yes, I think you can vote on this.
All right. Go ahead. Since we've changed this on the, we'll start with the fire protection service. Do I have a motion that we accept this contract as it's written?
Yeah, we
With the- with
with-
the
We
with-
change
already
in the-
did that, didn't we?
With the change that it's $15 a run no matter where.
No, we already did that.
I thought we did, but
Well,
I'll make that motion.
Now
We
he's
need
in
to
the
do it.
contract.
Okay, we accept this contract All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, now that's taken care of.
So
Okay.
Rebecca, on the EMT, is it okay then to put that we're paying this amount for? It's $30 per run, okay? But is it okay to break out that salary on there too? Okay, all right. I didn't see a copy of that one come back, so, Yeah.
No, I think that was.
okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right.
Okay, is there any questions on the EMT contract? And I would entertain a motion to accept or reject it.
I'll make a motion to accept the EMT contract.
All right, I have a motion to accept the EMT contract. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, that's it. Standish contract. I'll let Rebecca, I know she's worked on that one
Yeah,
too.
so obviously I sent out the version of that I did, which was a combination of other contracts we looked at last year. I have sent this on to Mr. Standish. I have not heard back from him about whether he's okay with it yet or not, but obviously I just want to make sure that you guys are happy with it. So if you think if there needs anything more thorough, like obviously the
Right, did you
days
read,
thing,
did you read through it? Are you okay with it?
I didn't read through that.
So it's got a lot of verbiage in it. but-
So Ken, I brought the one that he sent me that he had signed to. That's what that second,
This one?
yeah,
For 2026?
yeah.
Can I ask a question in regards to that?
Yeah,
Okay, because Tony, that is the one issue that you were strong and verbal about way back in the spring or early summer. And I give you credit. And now, what I want to know from you is, are you satisfied with the contract as written? With the clauses that will get them to do what they're supposed to do? Because, you know, if they're not turning in reports, if they're not doing their fair share, why are we even considering a contract with them?
Well, that's
I
just.
mean, seriously.
that's-
I'm being
I
serious.
agree with that, but I
And
think some
know
of
that
it's,
Tony was, that this is the first time and the only time I ever saw her lose her cool. And I was proud of you at that point because it's ridiculous to pay that kind of money to an organization that's not doing what they're contracted to do. So I want your personal opinions on, are you happy with what it says to
I'll
deal with?
just be honest with you. I think with ongoing emails that we've gotten today, I think we should put this on hold.
I think we should table it, right? Because I want
Yes,
Roger to go
thank you.
through it. Right. Okay, but,
Yeah.
Thank you.
but in response to that, you know, I'm dealing with IDEM right now at work. Okay, they don't have their ducks in a row.
I know, but they can
Sometimes.
make, whether they got their ducks in a
They
row,
they can
make
make,
it
absolutely.
awful for us.
And
Dustin's
I
responded.
understand the issue that the town faces with not having access to people able to do what you need to have done. But they're not meeting their contract, so why are we even thinking? Until there's something strong enough to make them do their job as it contracted to be done. Because I don't want to be an IDEM's micro
They're-
vision all the time.
I suppose either.
But they're gonna be.
Well, I know that.
I don't want them
Jamie.
to, I don't want them to be over there, but you know, they
That's
need
their
it.
job, okay?
I get it, but
But
what
we
I'm
need
saying,
him- somebody doing the job.
what I'm saying is, I'm doing what IDEM is telling me to do over at Talbot, okay? I've got to put in a new water system with softeners and all this cool stuff and this chlorine injector, whatever that is, right? Exactly probably what we got down there.
Down there.
You know what? They didn't even, they came in December and knew we were going to start this in the 29th. And they had to sign off on all the permits, but they came in a week before, 2 weeks before we're going to start the system to do an evaluation of our system. The same person, like, then writes us up for all this stuff and then says, oh, you don't have to do anything about it because you're putting a new system in. Well, why are you here?
It's in process. They have to show that they were here.
They have to
So,
show
it's
what
just-
they
and it's
did.
a-
But to make
my point-
Roger,
My point is, it's the same thing, kind of.
It
Well, to make Roger responsible to make sure that he does his job, is asking a lot of that gentleman right there, because he's got enough on his plate.
One thing we found out today, for a good example, is IDEM sent us a thing and then they had to take it off because it was a mistake on their end. It was
Well,
done.
nobody's perfect.
It was done.
That's,
But
it's exactly
some
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
stuff that they're complaining about, I know Dustin was here within that time frame. And I can go back to when Honor did a shut off at a residence because Dustin seen the cap off of that resident's water meter and called me. He was here that night collecting the samples that he was supposed to be. But it seems like on IDEM's side, it doesn't look like that was done. But a lot of it is between Indianapolis here and there and all the political stuff.
That's in every
Things get
utility.
missed.
Yeah.
I got my cable
So,
bills
yeah,
$20
But
higher.
no, I think as long as we keep a good contract with him and he's fulfilling his contract.
Yeah, and listen, we're responsible for making him fulfill his contract, right? We have to have, you know, my alarm went off January 2nd. I've got to have chloroform or I'll have all these tests done, right? I'm not doing it, but I'm making sure the guy that I got hired to do it is doing it, which is what we need to be doing. Whether that's Roger or not, it's his position because that's what he signed up for and agreed to. And that's what the board appointed him to. He doesn't have to do it. We've got a gal that's taken the water
We've got
test.
a
That's
person
what,
on staff
that's
that
what
is
she's-
qualified to do water. She's not qualified for waste yet, but she's getting there.
yep, and it's great.
And
But
I applaud her attention to the job and the things that she's doing for the town. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, she's at least there.
so in my
But
opinion,
for
that's
you-
part of her job. She's got to make sure
My
these
whole
tests are done.
point, Jamie, was to ask Tony if she was satisfied with the
I get it.
repercussions for a job that's not done. You have to have it strong enough that it will entice him to do what he's supposed to be doing. You don't just slap his fingers and say, oh, well, I'm sorry. You got to get the job done.
I think that's what Rebecca's worked on and she
And that's-
revised the contract.
Yep.
We're gonna look it over. I agree with Jamie. Table it. We'll study it if we think there needs to
Okay.
be harsher language.
That's what I was looking
Then
for.
we'll put it in there.
Agree.
That's what I was
And,
after.
I just have one thing I want to say is I think that Dustin needs to reach out to IDEM because that's what we had to do
Yes.
to get that compliant, because they said I was supposed to send it. I had done the letters for lead and copper and I filled out the compliance form, but they still had on there that we didn't do it. Well, because supposedly I was supposed to also send it to this lady. But on the form, it only gave me one email address to send it to.
'Cause they-
So, but if he doesn't reach out to them, I don't know how we
But-
get it
but
cleared up.
He's going to have the same thing you are. He's going to have the one contact that he's supposed to send it to. Then you
Right.
got that other. I have to send. a
So
report
he just
in.
needs to send I mean, I don't know if he's got a report on
I
it
know.
or what,
I've
but
got one email address. I send a monthly report on for our water when it's plus or minus or equal to whatever. We check it every day. I have one email address, and if I leave the company, guess what? They're not going to know that I carbon copied this other person unless they go through my emails. But I know because I've had that same problem. I automatically carbon this person so they feel important.
The only thing, I'm just gonna bring this up, that I'm a little still not real crazy about. I asked, you all seen my email, I said to Dustin, has this been
I know where you're
taken
going.
care of, okay? And then he sends, I think you even said, has this been taken care of? And his response was, as per my last email. So I spent an hour looking through my emails, looking for the last email. And the only one I had was his email that said, thank you for forwarding this.
And he
I will
takes-
take care of it immediately.
And that's what I had a separate conversation with that. And I said, listen, the whole problem is you said you was taking care of it. And I get that.
I get
We
that, but
trust
you
that.
need to come
But
back and tell
Let
us
us know that it's
what
been
you
done.
did to take care of it.
Yep, I agree.
We'll take care of it, is not getting it done.
and then we get a notice today that we're
Yes.
not in compliance still.
Yeah.
That's all all I was asking about, was to make sure that you were satisfied. That-
So we don't
Right.
know the details. So that's why I'm saying I think I need for him to reach out to share those details with IDEM so we can get this cleared up.
I've never.
We only have till
What
February
we
5th.
do right is ridiculous.
Yeah. So we'll work on that.
Okay, we'll put that off till the
Thank
next meeting. I'd like everybody to review that. If you got any additions, subtractions, please bring them to the next meeting.
We have to vote to table that or?
And we'll try to get this straightened out. Because there are some things I think we need to improve. I agree. Okay.
With that, do we have a schedule from IDEM for everything we got to test for?
I believe it's on the water viewer, right?
We have a program called Water Viewer.
Do we
It says
have-
when it's
Tracy looking at that.
Tracy
and
is
reaching
looking at
out.
that, yes.
And I received a letter last year. That's why I had them in my calendar.
I know this is what I do, so I'm just asking. Can Tracy, whenever she sees something come up, shoot an email to him, Carbon us, so we know that we want her to communicate, right? And, hey, on behalf of the town, we know this is coming up. When do you plan on getting this done? So we can have our eggs in the row and document it.
So we don't get a letter.
Right, because it doesn't matter. It's still our responsibility, not his. He's under contract to do it, but we're under contract to
Make sure
make sure it gets
done.
done.
Yeah.
And if she's eventually going to take over that, I hope she does, right? She needs to be doing it now.
Yeah.
Needs to be on her radar.
She's on that weekly and stuff, so.
And I figured she was. I mean,
That communication will lead to reverse communication also. So when you respond or one of us respond to him on something, he'll get in that habit of coming back to us.
Well, I mean, I'd like more than just
That
as per my
that was rude.
previous.
That
email.
was rude.
That was rude.
Communication.
That didn't earn any points.
I saw-
Because I asked
Can you
Chris
do
at the luncheon, I said, Chris, what did I miss? Was there another email? He goes, no, that's it.
I chuckled and said, Tony will handle that. I didn't even need to
I
think two
just
cents
don't
in.
understand when someone's under contract, they don't try to communicate clearly to solve issues like this.
We all have a boss. We have 1,500 or whatever, but
cool.
Okay,
they let us know.
let's go on. AIM medical insurance resolution.
That was just to join the AIM for when we start March 1st, 2026.
All we need to do is just sign this.
Yep. You guys read it and reviewed it. Rebecca looked it over. She said it was fine with her.
So, do we have to have a motion to sign it? I need to have a motion to sign this agreement.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Annette, this was all carbon copy.
That's, okay, so it's just the first page. That's that exhibit A that
Yeah.
says it's attached. Yeah.
I'll just leave it all together.
Yep.
7.
Yep.
Tomorrow's Elvis's birthday.
It's an interesting tidbit.
Elvis. Where you been? You
Did
ought
you
to,
send him a card? You know, he's still alive.
I hope he is.
You can send this folder.
Okay.
with Annette,
I think
too.
Jimmy Kennedy's hiding out somewhere.
Okay, Roger, you're up.
Okay, from the police side, we're finishing up all of our training records, getting them submitted to the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. We've got Bob Hickman back in the school.
How is he?
Good, good. Actually feels the best he said he's felt for a long time. So, yeah, he's back in there. Glad to be back there, and the kids are glad to have him back. I've still got Tyler Cosgrave helping out some because I don't want to overwork Bob. So that's what we're doing there. street side, if you remember back, we bought a pump for one of the clarifiers. That's what I was asking Gabrielle, and we'll check into this before we do anything. We kept that pump on the crate off to the side and left the one that had the welded impeller on it. Yeah, it finally went and we switched it out. We do not have a backup. So if that pump goes down, and that was, I want to think about a $14,000 pump, then we're sitting here waiting on a pump to come in. But I think at that price, we need to make sure that on those clarifiers with the new build and stuff, we're still looking at 2 years. But would that be your guess from start to finish once we bid and
It's-
went into
yeah,
construction? Probably 2
About
years.
2 years.
About 2 years.
So if that pump down, if the pump goes down, what's the,
We get on Fluke and he gets to call and trying to find that pump.
Is that the
I'm
one
not-
that was-
no, what happens to the water supply?
It's not water.
Okay, what happens to the sewage supply?
It quits pumping.
Yeah.
And that's the only pump that pumps that way.
There's 2 pumps. There's 2 clarifiers, 2 pumps. One goes down, one of your clarifiers is out of service. And the whole.
But we're still in business.
It-
Slow,
very slow pace.
slow business because we're
Yes.
about 200%
Yes.
capacity anyway.
Yeah, we've got supported John's in.
We,
Can you get that repaired?
No, this one, it was repaired
Obsolete.
and we ran it till the end.
Yeah.
And then we put the new one in
I-
and it's sitting on the crate.
I try to find one.
I will get quotes for those. We also down in the basement, there is a meter down there that meters our waste, which are numbers that we do have to report to the IDEM. I've got a quote coming on that meter because that meter is bad and we're getting some false readings on it. So we had BL Anderson look at it and stuff, and they agree it needs replaced and that. So I'll have some prices coming up on that. We did get the new truck in. We talked about the snowplow issue there. The new snowplow is actually in up at Terry's truck equipment. They were assembling it today. We should be able to pick it up tomorrow or the next day. My rifle's in. I just got to do up a letter that the ATF requires, and then I'll go over and pick that up. And then we'll start in on this year's training right off the bat. So one of the things in this trash contract, in this trash thing, I tried to correct what I thought was some issues, and I still think there are some issues. Somewhere over the years, someone has took it upon themselves that if you were outside of the city limits and you got either water or sewage, you got a trash container too. Our ordinance says residents moan on and moan on businesses. The problem I have with that is it makes it difficult for your vendor who's doing your trash pickup, because I know one place we've got one, and then you skip 8 houses and you're out to our water plant and you have another one that's getting a trash tote from the town.
Is that because they're paying him direct or?
No,
No,
they pay
Paying
it
through the
on
town.
their water or sewage bill. But we kind of open it up if we go to this, because I know of several places that in between point A and point B that have trash, don't have the trash service, but have some of our utility service. The old Hedges property south of town actually pumps back into our wastewater, and they pay a bill, I would assume,
Yeah.
on that. So
Are
then
they in town? They're not
they're
in
not
town.
inside town.
Listen,
So this is my
they
opinion.
don't. They don't have a trash can there,
Yeah,
right?
They don't have a trash can. This is my thing. We don't come plow your drives. We don't come plow your street. Just because you get a service from us because you didn't want to pay to sink a well or sink a septic tank, we shouldn't open it up to the other services that the town residents get.
We have an ordinance, we should go by it. If they want trash cans, give them the contact information to On Point, and they can have pretty
That's-
orange trash cans.
So what do we do with the ones that already have those? That shouldn't have-
I would say the honest thing would be give them a 30-day notice that we're gonna discontinue. I did discontinue one. I also have to have that conversation with that guy because he has 2 meters on his property. We own the meters, but we don't own, it's not like the rest of our houses that the town owns up to the meter pit and then anything on the other side is the homeowners. Those people paid to get the line to us. So from where they're tapped into our main, and he wants to eliminate one of his meters and have it all go through one meter. And my conversations with him is gonna hire yourself a plumber and we'll come take our meter out because we're not going to go out and do outside of the city limits work. So I went to straighten that up and I got some pushback from people. So I just wanted to run that to the board and see what your thoughts were.
Give them, print out the ordinance and give it.
And I think maybe a 60.
Where is the city limits? I mean,
It depends on which way you go. Say Meridian Road, Jacob Garling's the last one in. On you, the last one in.
Isn't it the old hump property we saw?
That's what I thought.
The Mosers for sure.
Right, but
I don't think that's-
okay.
But
Um,
I don't believe on the annexation, but I think he paid to have the water line ran
So
from
it is
our
still-
endpoint.
it is still Mosers.
As far as I know, it's that way. If you go actually, westbound on 16, we have nothing on the north side of 16 from Adams Street on, which is the road going to our office down there on the north side. South side, we own 2 and including, Vanguard's aftermarket. You go east out of town, we own nothing on the south side of State Road 16, and Clapper's Funeral Home is the last one there. Monon Road, Shelley and Les Stevenson's old house on the south side was it, and then you got Joe Harrison, and then he's got one rental property east of him on the north side.
Which is that last property, right?
Yeah, that last little house there.
Mhm.
So.
Is that where Janet lives? Is that too far out? That's past Holman's.
Oh, yeah, that's too far out. No. Yeah, it's just when you go out east,
There's a fire.
you can see,
Yeah, I do remember.
and then there's a 2-inch, in the regular height. But yeah. So
hunts are included in ours.
do what?
Hunts are included in the town.
Hunts did get
Yeah.
annexed in.
I
Okay,
thought
so,
so. I
Yeah.
thought
so Hunts then.
Yeah.
Were they? Yeah, because we did hook them up, yeah. Because I
Is that
remember,
that?
yeah, the new brick house, yeah. Yeah, because actually the day they were setting out totes, they started to go to Young's Trailer Court, and I said, no.
Oh, yeah, no.
But yeah, when those guys, when they come in and they set those totes, they did a great job. They were short about 40 totes to start with. We even had some yesterday that, one down on Arch Street, if you didn't know it, you don't know about the apartment on the back side of it. So they got missed and we had an extra tote for them, so, but yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So they paid their own water.
We made sure that they have their own bill and they're paying for the trash
Yeah.
service
Yeah.
before we said, yes, we owe
Yeah,
you
yeah.
another
We-
tote.
And I mean, I even, we had some across from Linda Melton that's being remodeled that are not occupied and they're not paying a water bill. So we grabbed those 2 totes. We're not leaving them out there. If you're not paying
Right.
the bill, you're not getting the service.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But that's what we're trying to do is clean up some stuff. So.
Yep.
Okay, well, me and Annette will take care of that.
Okay, the letter for the,
Annette?
so I sent you guys, an interested person, a letter from Linda on the park board. Do you guys want when do you guys want me to stop that?
When is the date for?
They start
accepting?
what, March? I don't have a date
it
on
is-
it.
Oh,
So do
don't?
you want me to put a date on it that we're going to accept it through this day?
I just say we put her on it.
Or
If we didn't put a date on it. then-
I did not put a date on
I
it.
make a
when
motion to put her on it.
Yeah,
Put Linda on it.
don't you, what do you think? If there's no date to it, we have to be,
Then we're not contained if that's the
Right.
case.
I mean, it's been posted for 2 months and she's the,
Okay.
this is the first letter we've received, so.
Ken Harrelson would say put it on the board.
Well, I do it a lot over there now.
Right, yeah.
And he says, where you going today? I said, "Oh, it's Mark, look, you know, I ain't gonna return, I ain't gonna deny out."
Right. I did send them the letter. If you guys want me to read it out loud, I could read it out loud.
No, we've already got it.
Okay,
That's good.
okay.
All right, I have a motion and a second to accept Linda on the park board. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
If we could back up for just that one thing, speaking of the park, I would like to go ahead and get started on applications for the park caretaker.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I'm not doing that.
That's what you signed up for.
Too late,
I have a lot, I do.
You have the updated job description.
Yes.
don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
So if we could attach those to the app.
And that starts April 1st or May 1st?
It starts May the 1st and November the 1st.
Are we gonna run that for a certain amount of time?
It has to be April, man. There's a lot of stuff. that needs to be
Well,
cleaned up.
yeah.
Come on.
Right.
They always, the park
The
caretaker,
the ordinance does say April.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
did
The
the
ordinance
ordinance get
does say April.
for the park
We just
caretaker?
brought that up and said one of them says May and the other one says April. But think
I
the
thought it was
ordinance
always
says
April to November.
Yeah, I was thinking.
When we did it, it was April 1st, October 31st.
Yeah, and then I think they changed it one time, went to May and that, because April, if you remember last year, Diane, the first part of the time that they were supposed to be down there, it was too muddy and too nasty to do anything, so.
Well, you gotta use common sense, right? I know they can't be in there in tractors and things if it's muddy, but there's things that can be done down there in April.
Well, still, and we gotta get ready for that. I hope the school's still doing that community.
Cleanup day.
That's awesome. That's an awesome program.
And then I received a thank you letter from Goot Wines to the town council members and Roger and myself, just for our purchase of the new 2026 Ford F-250. They appreciate our business and look forward to continue to serve you in the future.
So that was our snacks and our coffee for tonight.
Yeah,
Because
yes.
I know there was snacks and
Yes,
coffee.
yeah. There's popcorn, but you gotta pop it.
That's right.
And coffee, yes, and coffee. It's still sitting in the lounge up there.
Enjoy it.
Well, I don't drink coffee and no. So Roger and I have an asset list from the insurance company that we're kind of working on to try to get that straightened up with them. I just wanted to mention that so we remember. And then we're just working on stuff right now for the end of the year. The utilities have been closed out, and then I have all my end of the year stuff to do.
Yeah, one of the things on the list that I found was interesting is the John Deere that was sold very young, umpteen years ago.
Yeah,
Still on that list.
right. Well, we had a Crown Victoria on there too.
And a Crown Victoria on there.
That one I was like, whoa, I don't think we have that any longer.
Yeah, it's.
You even know what it looks like.
I do. I'm old enough to know that. That's it. Yep. Oh, jeez.
So obviously a couple of things, Annette and I have gotten finished the things for the ordinance violation lien, so those are now done, the notices were sent out, we got the certified bills back. She's got the notarized forms to take over. She's gonna take them over to the county and get those recorded. So that is finished, or will be finished when she takes them over there. The other thing is, obviously, I sent the letter out on the building that we're worried about. And obviously, you know, from the last meeting, at least that Roger did, he claimed he was going to have somebody look at that structurally. I think that if we want to request it coming down, we probably need to have somebody look at it as well. Just the burden is fairly high on the town if they want to tear down the building, right? I mean, that's always been the case. I mean, so it's, oh, and I only say that because obviously it's still standing. It doesn't seem to have moved, and it's been that way since July.
Well, I understand
so
he's parking in it or something.
Yeah,
It's
you know, so
parked.
I'm just saying, I think to be on the safe side, we would want to have somebody do that for us or to look at
What
it
would that
just to-
cost?
It's a good question.
I mean,
You couldn't have
common sense, you look at
Yeah.
it, it's not safe.
our
Yeah.
guy in Monticello, he's not qualified to do
I
that.
don't think they'll touch that.
And
Oh, the
I-
building inspector? No.
I don't know, I don't think.
No.
we will. It has to be a licensed engineer.
So
Yeah.
we can ask Ed to do that if we wanted to.
Okay.
Let's do the grants, he would probably do that for us.
Uh-huh.
So can we reach back out to the insurance agent or the owners of that building or owners of the meat packing and say, hey, maybe we need to reconsider? I mean, it was part of the fire. There's no doubt about it.
And, you know, what's
Listen,
going
it's got to be cleaned up and push back on them.
on that.
I know what he was trying to do, right?
Right, sure.
But it backfired. But listen, we're going to talk, the town attorney contacts and said, listen,
Yeah.
that's part of the whole thing. You guys need to do something about it.
Cause here's the thing that it comes down to, if we have to do it, we're never gonna get our money back. Because that lot will not be, if the figures I already know is gonna take to haul that off.
And the insurance company's not going to communicate to us.
Yeah.
That's going to go back to the owners.
But it's still
bottom line is
communication,
liability,
right?
you
And,
know.
and I hate
I
to
don't
say,
like that
I hate
part.
to say
Yeah,
this,
I
but
know.
if the fire department was part of saying, hey, that's spreading, we got to get in there to get, I wasn't here, so I don't know, right? So next thing you know, what's our insurance going to do?
That's where the insurance companies are going to battle because.
But it could
back
be
to
some
the
of
li-
ours too.
That's what I'm saying. It's a liability thing at this point. So we need to get a price and we need to swallow hard because
Some price on the
And
engineer,
listen,
so,
we need to get a quote on an engineer to come in and.
yeah.
we,
So I can contact him and see what
We-
he charges to do that.
we've said on several properties for a long time that we're overcoming. This is a property that we cannot do that with.
No, not being right.
Especially with the alley being blocked off.
The alley and businesses right there. I mean, I see people all the time walking outside that fence. And you'll see them looking up every once in a while. I'm thinking, I'm not even going to walk across there.
Well, I can tell you the insurance companies quit paying for the fence a long time ago. And talking to Jennifer the other day, she's surprised the fence is still there. I said, well, this is probably what they're gonna do. Those fence people don't care because they've already got paid. And when they need it for another job, they'll come and get it.
Yeah.
So it'll,
Or the
one of
money.
these days will show up and it'll be gone, so.
I will do that. I'll contact him and talk to him.
Okay.
And otherwise, that's the only else I have.
Tony?
That was the only thing I was gonna follow up on.
Jamie?
Hey, it's a new year, right? I got a few things. Just going through some of the buildings, Roger, I'd like to see, within the next 6 or 8 months, buildings start getting organized and cleaned up. Now's the time to do it when it's cold out. It's time to get rid of some things that's been around. I mean, you'll see it. If you want to walk through with me, I'll show you what I see. Capital expenditures, I think for this year, I wanted to see a leaf back in last year and the year before. It's not happened. We need to do something, another thing positive in our communities. We need to be looking at that. It's huge positive. We still have one truck. I know you like that truck, but it's rusty looking and it's junk. We need to look at another truck. I don't know if you found anything about the right of way over here, but I guess it's in the Toby Young estate still.
It's, there's I've talked to Roger and asked for Brandon to reach out. In the meantime, I've had a conversation with another person who has also reached out to Brandon because they would like to purchase that too. And my conversation with them, and it was the same concerns I addressed to you guys, was I'd hate to see a certain person own that and then be able to control it and maybe cause issues for the other businesses. But this person's assured me that's not going to happen. If they
We know.
if they get a hold of it, and he's already told me what they have planned for it.
Where's this at?
Right there
Behind Harold.
by the, in between Harold's and Remy's, or
The
Remy's
Harold.
old place
Oh.
East and
And-
west.
and
Okay.
Eagles.
I know Brandon's kept the taxes up on it and everything.
But
I will try to
but
reach
still,
out.
it's who's ever in charge of Toby Young's estate, if that's who it's in, right?
Yeah, but I would almost say, and you could probably, that estate's probably been closed and everything, so.
States can sometimes be open for a long time, so things don't get
But,
resolved. But I can.
It'd be nice to acquire that.
Yeah.
It wanted to definitely be cleaned up.
The last thing, I apologize, but I didn't bring the reports. Thanks for getting the reports. I had some good information out of those. It was, I don't know if you knew what I was going to do with them, but I'll try to remember to bring them the next meeting. It was some good stuff. Police reports is what we're talking about.
Oh,
So
can I
Roger,
have that book?
Yeah, no,
Right.
no.
never.
I thought you were right on it.
But you know, a lot of activity. We're
She
doing
is
280 runs a month, or calls,
Yeah.
not runs, calls. Jake did. I mean, Jake was on it.
Jake
He did about
nails the traffic.
he did over 800 traffic stops in 1 year. Roger was about 25% of that, but he's got other things to work on. But I was quite impressed with numbers. That was pretty good.
And then that's why I broke it down into departments too.
I don't care about them guys.
Well, I do, because it makes
Good
it
comparison.
shows good comparison with other
If
towns.
we're trying to cut stuff and do, it won't matter until then. Or if we try to add stuff, we'll want to see, right?
Can I say something about your property cleanup thing? Just because we had the opportunity to go and see the water plant and it looks really good. I don't know what it looked like before, but from what I've heard,
Right.
that it's
I'm
really
not-
been
I haven't
improved.
seen it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about
Yeah.
out that way.
Okay.
I'm talking about this building.
And we talk.
Well, I just wanted to share
Oh,
that
yeah, I
it
agree.
was
No, I
very
agree.
nice and yeah, it worked really hard.
On the property, and I'll bring to the next board meeting what an inspection sheet looks like and everything. I have 5 board members here, and all 5 board members could have a different opinion on what a piece of property should look like. So I try to follow what is in our code book and our ordinance as close as we can.
Well, if you want to walk, you can educate me when we do it, because I guarantee you what I'm going to show you,
Yeah.
you're going to agree with me, and the ordinance will say the same thing.
And
Or
the next step, and then
Cars being driven.
They're not, baby.
so, yeah,
Okay.
we can get together on that.
That's all I got. Ken.
It's something being towed? Seriously?
I just give them.
It's Ron.
It's actually the vehicle in front of your car.
Oh. There was a truck.
Probably the handicapped guy parking a regular parking spot.
As long as it ain't mine, I can't walk that far. I have 2 things. I would really like to, and I've said this probably for a couple of years, the capital expenditure calendar on equipment, and let's get an inventory on those things and double check and make sure that we're not paying insurance on a Crown Victoria,
We've been going
because
through that. It's quite, yeah.
we went through this a couple times in a couple different years where we were paying insurance on stuff that we don't have. that's money. I mean, we need to check that. And the other thing, the fire department guys aren't here, but one of the things I go through with OSHA quite a bit, is the masks. And if you have facial hair, you can't wear just a mask. You need the air hood. And if we have an incident where somebody's sucking fumes and goes down, and they come out and investigate that, we are in a liability situation again with insurance, because the insurance could step up and say, no, he wasn't following the protocol and we're not going to cover that. And they can stand on that. And then we're going to end up,
Can they sign a waiver that they won't?
no.
You cannot sign a
No.
waiver.
It's, so if you look at it's an OSHA standard out there, and if you look at the contract that they sign, we as firefighters, or Sean, because he's the chief now, sign that, hey, they've got to be safe.
Yeah.
He's got to keep the guys safe.
And we need to pay attention to those, Kenny, those small rules, because we're going to get in a liability situation.
Just call me Kenny.
No, I was looking at Kenny.
Oh.
Man,
Dimension, that's it.
And Tony. We just need to be careful with that, because I face those issues very often, and they've made it perfectly clear that those insurance companies will make a stand and then it's our dime. So we need to make a note and get fire chief involved in that and make sure that we're dotting the i's in that area, just in case.
So that's something you want him to look into price wise?
no, it's nothing price. It's just
Oh.
a safety thing.
You don't have to have a different, have a face, you have
They
a
have different equipment for guys with
Yes.
facial hair, but
But
you
not,
just
it's not for fire protection.
no, but you just don't send the guy in with a
Oh.
respirator that just goes over the face, because it doesn't seal. And
Gotcha.
I fight that just constantly in my lifetime. They say, oh yeah, I can breathe fine. Okay. And I actually had to go to a labor court once for a guy from back in the 70s that couldn't breathe, and they weren't picking up his oxygen tank. He had to have one of them little carts that he pulled around. They weren't paying, and he didn't have any money. And I had to go in and testify that, yes, he stayed in a spray booth, and we didn't have the laws that we have now. And it got ugly. Thank knock on wood, thank you, Jesus. They picked up the tab and they're covering him. I think he died 6 months later, but it's still not right. We put him in harm's way, and nobody wanted to own that. So if you can have any input on that with the guy.
Our side is not my side.
But
I know Sean did text me and tell me he was still working, so he wasn't gonna be able to come tonight.
that's fine. Yeah, I'm not trying to pick on him. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to make an awareness, because
Yeah.
it'll come up the same way with you guys in the police department. If somebody has.
Yeah, just make sure we're
Don't do
safe
it.
out there. I mean, I know you get called all the time, and here you're up here in a meeting, right? So hopefully everything's okay, but just make sure everybody's safe. If they're responding to something, you don't know what's going to happen. You've got your gear that you wear, your vest. Throw that sucker on. We don't need to be knocking on your door and trying to explain why you're not here anymore.
You probably
Anybody
don't want.
else? I don't have it.
I make a motion.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second, meeting adjourned.
I
All in favor?
Aye.
I think 36, 32 and a half or something like that. Anywhere. We're doing all right.